Hey everyone, it's time again to recap the latest news from the solar PV industry, compiled by the American Solar Energy Society. I'm Jay Warmke from solarpvtraining.com, and this is what's happening in the wonderful world of solar for the week of June 15th. The U.S. doubled its solar cell manufacturing capacity and added 8.6 gigawatts in the first quarter of 2025, marking the third largest quarter for new solar manufacturing capacity on record. This according to a report recently issued by Wood Mackenzie for the Solar Energy Industries Association, or CEA. New solar generating capacity totaled 10.8 gigawatts. Now that's 7% lower than installations for the first quarter in 2024 and 43% lower than installations for the fourth quarter of last year, but it's still the fourth largest quarter of deployment on record, according to this same report. The top 5 states for solar growth this quarter include Texas, Florida, Indiana, Ohio, and Wisconsin. Despite growing demand for energy, the solar industry faces a rocky road over the next few years, particularly if the Senate concurs with the renewable energy tax credit cuts that have already been passed by the House. Cutting the tax credits could trigger widespread project cancellations and a possible energy shortage, according to a spokesperson for CEA. The RETC has released its 2025 PV Module Index report, evaluating the reliability, quality, and performance of top solar panel manufacturers. Solar modules are put through a variety of stress tests to evaluate a number of parameters. These include durability, resistance to ultraviolet light, damp heat test, hail durability, potential induced degradation or PID, static and dynamic mechanical load testing, and ultraviolet induced degradation. The performance tests include module efficiency, induced angle modifier, how well they do at lower angles of sunlight, lid resistance, that's light induced degradation, and the temperature coefficient. Now, the top performers in alphabetical order were Astra Energy, DA Solar, DMEGC Solar, JA Solar, Jinko Solar, Longi Solar, Run Energy, Solar Space, Trina Solar, VSUN, Wari, and Yingli Solar. Nearly 35,000 solar power devices are remotely manageable and openly accessible to anyone from anywhere in the world, according to a new report from industrial cybersecurity firm Forescout. These exposed devices are made by 42 different companies, and they include equipment that is essential for operating solar power energy infrastructure. Some of the management interfaces may include password protection, but the Forescout says that virtually none of them really need to be online, and that any exception should be placed behind a firewall. The 10 vendors with the greatest number of exposed devices have each publicly already disclosed vulnerabilities over the past decade, which actually increases their risk of being hacked. SMA's Sunny Webbox, a device that collects and reports information about the performance of solar inverters, was the most commonly observed piece of equipment left remotely accessible, and this was followed by Fronius International Inverters. Production of the Sunny Webbox was discontinued in 2015. However, there are still thousands of them operational in the field. Ohio's electrical workers are speaking out this week in defense of clean energy jobs as federal tax credit cuts and local politics threaten to derail a number of major solar investments across the state. In a new ad campaign launched jointly by the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers and the NRDC Action Fund, union electricians are urging Ohio senators to protect the Inflation Reduction Act's clean energy tax credits. Their message: these incentives are driving real job creation, and cutting them now would halt Ohio's economic momentum. The ads come as Congress debates the Republican-led reconciliation bill that could roll back clean energy credits enacted under the IRA. And after pressure from community and organizational advocates, Minnesota lawmakers have pulled repeal language from Senate Bill 2855 and its House counterpart. And in doing so, they've protected Minnesota's Community Solar Garden program. The Community Solar Garden program has been the cornerstone of Minnesota's clean energy transition, delivering hundreds of millions of dollars in economic benefits, lowering energy costs to subscribers, and expanding affordable access to solar, particularly to low and moderate income residents. And that's the news from the solar industry for this week. We'll see you next week.